Town Football Club currently competes in EFL League Two and has played home matches at the county ground since 1896. The stadium now boasts a capacity of 15,407. Known as the Robins, their home colours are red and white. On the 8th of May 2023, the club announced the appointment of new club manager Michael Flynn, who has agreed a deal with the club to take the role and lead Swindon forward in signing a 2-year contract. There is hope in the season ahead because this manager is experienced at League 2 level and his knowledge of the current squad, the division itself and potential new recruits is very comprehensive and impressive. He has a record of recruiting well and has already identified areas he wishes to strengthen with lists of targets. Flynn joined Swindon having managed over 300 games at League 2 level and has twice led sides to a playoff final. The Welshman joins the club after a season at Walsall and 4 seasons at Newport County. He is the third coach proper to be appointed following Scott Lindsay and Jody Morris. Hello, I'm John and welcome to John's Box, my YouTube channel, and for another edition of Swindon Sporting Heritage, and today it's part 2 of the history of Swindon Town story. The last part, incidentally, was back in November, or even October, so sorry that it's taken so long to come up with the second part. Just to show you where we were when the first part was made, 15 games for Swindon in 5th place, sitting comfortably in the playoff spot, everything looking good. Manager sacked, new manager appointed, then manager sacked. And how did it finish? 10th place, 61 points, with a really bad patch in between. So one wonders what the new coach Michael Flynn will do in the new season, whether he can actually make it all work out. Listening to some vlogs on the Walsall fan YouTube site, well, he kind of lost interest there actually, so let's hope he won't lose interest at Swindon. So in today's edition of the history of Swindon Town Football Club, it's all about awards, recognitions, statistics, records. There's also the Hall of Fame and more. So sit back and relax and enjoy what you see, hopefully. The Swindon Town Hall of Fame. On the 15th of December 2011, local newspaper The Swindon Advertiser announced that the club was to launch the Swindon Town Hall of Fame. Former players Don Rogers, John Trollope and Paul Bowden were the first 3 confirmed inductees, with the others announced during a BBC Wiltshire radio broadcast on the 30th December 2011. However, the following have either played for or managed Swindon Town and have been inducted into the English Football Hall of Fame. The players include Herbert Chapman and Mike Summerby. The managers are Dave Mackay and Glenn Hoddle and the Argentinian Ozzy Ardiles. John Trollope holds the record for Swindon Town appearances, having played 889 first-team matches between 1960 and 1980. Trollope also holds the English Football League record of most appearances by a player at one club, having played in 770 league games. Central defender Maurice Owen comes second, having played 601 times. The record for a goalkeeper is held by Sam Burton, who is third with 509 appearances. Harry Morris holds all of Swindon's goal records, having scored 229 goals for the club between 1926 and 1933. Harold Fleming is second with 203, with Don Rogers third with 178. Morris scored the most goals in a season with 48 during 1926 and 1927, 47 of which were in league games, which is another club record. The most goals scored by an individual is also held by Morris and Keith East, who have both scored 5 against league opposition, Morris having achieved this in 1926 and 1930. Attendance at the county ground of 32,000 was recorded on the 15th of January 1972 in an FA Cup third round match against Arsenal. The capacity of the ground is now 15,728, so it is unlikely that this record will be broken in the foreseeable future. Swindon Town have also set records in English football, being the second team after York City in 1983 to 1984 to score over 100 points in the league when they became 4th Division champions in 1985-6 season. The total of 102 that the club scored has since been beaten. They also hold the Premier League record for the most goals conceded in a season, which was 100 in 1993-4, though several teams have finished with a lower points tally. On the 20th of February 2007, the club played in a landmark league game away to Barnet, which was a 1-0 loss, by the way. The completion of this match meant that Swindon had, during their history, played a league game at home and away against every team who, in the 2006-2007 season and 2011-12 season, were in the Premier League Championship, League One and League Two. League honours include, among other, the Second Division Championship, which is Tier 2, playoff winners for 1989-90 and 1992-1993. For the Third Division, League 1, which is Tier 3, champions 1995-1996 and playoff winners between 1986 and 1987. For the Fourth Division, or League 2, which is Tier 4, champions 1985-1986, 2011-2012, and 2019-2020. For the Southern League, they were champions 1910-1911 and 1913-1914. Finally, for the Western League, champions between 1898 and 1899. Cup honours include, among other, the League Cup as winners in 1969, EFL Cup as winners in 1968-69, Football League Trophy as runners-up 2011-12, FA Charity Shield as runners-up 1911, Third Division South Cup as runners-up 1935-6, Anglo-Italian Cup as winners 1969-70, Anglo-Italian League Cup as Statistics for the club's performance have been recorded since the 1879 season. However, the club played friendly games and cup games only until 1894, when the club turned professional and joined the Southern League. Between 1894 and the outbreak of World War I in 1914, winning the league title 3 times and being runners-up on 4 occasions. The famous Harold Fleming was top scorer twice, getting 6 goals in the 1911-1912 season. Average attendances ranged from just below 2,000 in the 1901-2 season and just over 7,000 in the 1913-14 season. During the interwar years, the club remained in Division 3 South, apart from the first season, i.e. 1919-1920, which they spent in the Southern League. The best position the club attained in this period was 4th on 2 occasions. The great Harry Morris was top scorer for 7 seasons running between 1926 and 1933, netting an amazing 48 goals in 1926-7. Average season attendances fell below 5,000 only during 2 seasons. The best average in this period was over 10,500 during season 1938-9. All seasons following World War II were unbroken, apart from season 2019-20, when only 36 games were played before the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic and introduction of lockdown. In this period, the club were champions on no less than 4 occasions and runners-up twice. Relegation happened 10 times and promotion 9 times. There were only 5 seasons when top scorers netted over 30. Those being 32 goals for Don Rogers during the 1966 and 67 season, 31 goals for Peter Eastoe between 1974 and 1975, 31 goals for Jimmy Quinn during the season 1987-1988. Duncan Shearer netted 32 goals in 1991-92. Simon Cox also netted 32 goals in 2008-2009. Finally, attendances ranged from an average low of just below 3,000 for the 1984-5 season and an average high of 18,277 for the 1963-64 season, which was higher than the Premier League attendances. The youngest first-team player to appear is Paul Rideout at 16 years, 107 days versus Hull City on the 29th of November 1980. Here is a list of the top 10 players in terms of appearances. Have it. History of Swindon Town FC, done and dusted. Shouldn't say it like that, but it did take me a few months to do that history because it's so illustrious. Next time it'll be the turn of athletics, hopefully in around July. We'll be doing Swindon Athletics clubs, their history and what they're like right now. So that will be coming up in a month or 2. Thanks very much for sticking by, and don't forget to add any comments you may wish. And as I mentioned previously in my other videos, the best content are your comments. So thank you very much and see you again. Bye for now. Bye bye.